We are now in the middle of winter in my area. And what does that mean? Mud. We have lots and lots and lots of mud. But it does give us the chance to start planning for our spring and summer garden. Hey y'all, I'm Krystal and welcome to my Texas garden. Now if you're new around here, welcome. And if you're all about gardening naturally, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. So if you're like me and you're starting to plan for your spring and summer garden, I have 8 points for you to consider before planning. Number 1, know your plant hardiness zone. Now your plant hardiness zone does not apply to your annual plants that you're going to put into your spring and summer garden. It only applies to your perennial plants that you'll be planting in and around your garden. Plants like fruit trees, grapevines, berry bushes, rose bushes, you get the idea. Now a word of caution. You might want to be a little bit careful when selecting perennial plants at nurseries and big box stores because a lot of times they'll bring in plants that are not necessarily meant for your zone, and it could seriously be setting you up for failure. Number 2, learn what your average first frost and your average last frost is. Now, this is important because this is going to tell you the expected time that you can start putting plants outside. And I'll go ahead and link a couple of really good calculators in the description box below. Now keep in mind that these calculators are only about 30% accurate. It's really important to know the weather in your own backyard. Did you get a frost early last year? How about the year before that? Did you get an early frost this year? How about the year before that? It's kind of a good idea to really keep mental notes on when you saw frosts, because I like to think of frosts as Mother Nature's curveball to us gardeners. Number 3, what are your family's needs and what are you going to need from your garden? Are you looking to have just some fresh fruits and veggies that you can enjoy seasonal? Or are you needing to preserve food for your extended pantry to sustain your family all year long? Now we are a little bit of both. We sure do love the fresh fruits and vegetables as they are in season. But for me, it's really, really important to be able to can our own foods to get us through the winter and through the next start of the growing season. When I can, I know exactly what's going into that jar, not to mention it tastes a whole heck of a lot better too. Number 4, decide if you're going to buy nursery starts or if you're going to be starting your own seeds. And y'all, there is no shame in buying nursery starts. When I first started gardening, that's the only thing I did. So let me share a little secret with you guys. When I first started gardening, I thought that you had to do something magical to the tomato plants in order to get tomatoes. I didn't realize you just put a seed in dirt and they grow like weeds. Silly, right? But it's true. So yeah, no shame at all. And to be quite honest with you, I still buy nursery starts. I am always on the lookout for something new, unique, and maybe something that I had actually just kind of forgot to buy seeds for. So no shame in buying nursery starts at all. Now, 99% of the plants that I grow in my garden are started by seeds from me. Most I buy from seed catalogs, and some of the seeds are actually seeds that I have saved year after year after year. Now, me personally, I like to grow heirloom plants for really no other reason other than they're just unique to have around, and it's something that you're not going to find at most grocery stores. Now, here's a question I get asked a lot. Where do you buy your seeds? I buy the majority of my seeds from Baker Creek Seeds. I love their varieties. I simply do. I also love their customer service. If you have an issue with their seeds, you have a 2-year warranty or guarantee on them. So I really like that aspect of it. Now that I said that, I am going to be trying 2 new companies this year. The first one is M.I. Gardener. They've got a couple of new varieties that just look really cool, and I want to give them a try. The second company I'm going to try is Mary's Heirloom Seed. I have heard nothing but really great things about her and her products, so definitely going to be giving her a try. Most importantly, all three of the companies that I am going to be using, Baker Creek Seed, M.I. Gardner, hi, hello, hi, and Mary's Heirloom Seeds, they are all small businesses, mom and pop, this family-owned businesses, if you will. So that's really important to me. Number 5, and this is probably the hardest one for me, deciding what you want to grow, because I want to grow it all. Because I go through a seed catalog like need it, want it, ooh, gotta have that. Think about the things that you enjoy eating, maybe some things that you've never tried before. Now, when my son was 8, 9, 10 years old, him and I were in the grocery store and he saw a butternut squash. That butternut squash was somewhere around $5, and I thought that was absolutely ridiculous for one squash. So I bought a $1 pack of seeds, and we had butternut squash coming out of our ears that year. Get the kids involved. Let them look online at the different seed companies that you want to buy from. Let them go through the seed catalogs and pick out what they want to grow. There is no better way than to get your kids to eat vegetables than if they actually are involved in the planting, and the harvesting. They're going to fight you on pulling weeds. Everything else you're not going to have a problem with. Pulling weeds, they're going to fight you. Number 6. That was 6, by the way. All right, number 6, know when to start your seeds indoors. Now, I see this question being asked on social media all the time. When can I start my seeds? When can I start my seeds? Y'all listen, we had 50-degree weather the other day. It was downright cold. And I know that Josh from the City Stud is gonna laugh and laugh and laugh because I called 50 degrees cold. And today, it's 75 degrees. Today is one of those days where you go, ooh, I can start my seeds. But wait, Mother Nature is not done yet. So some of the seeds that I start indoors are tomatoes and peppers. They need a little bit more time, and they also have a lot longer of a grow season. So I like to get a jump start on my tomatoes and peppers. Other stuff I prefer just to start it directly in the garden, like corn, beans, squash, that sort of thing. I just direct sow those right into the garden. So to answer the question, when should you start your seeds? You want to start your seeds 8 weeks before you plan on putting them out in your garden. Now, I am planning on planting my garden out starting on March the 25th. I chose March the 25th because in the past, I have seen frosts and freezes through the first part of March. So it's unusual, but it does happen. Now, I know March 25th, we should be all clear on the frost. Now, the majority of my garden I'm planning on putting in the ground March 25th, with the exception of onions and potatoes, which we will talk about another time. Now, some in my area will say that that is a little bit late of a date, that I should go ahead and plant the first part of March. But y'all, I don't like planting twice. It's no fun when things freeze over and die. So since I'll be putting my garden in on March the 25th, that means that I'll need to have my seeds started on January the 26th. Number 7, location, location, location. Location is very, very important when you're planning on planting a garden. Do your plants require full sun? Do they require partial shade? Do you have an area that's mostly shaded during the day? These are all very important questions because most of your fruits and veggies require full sun. Now, there are some plants that love full sun, but here in Southeast Texas, our summer sun can scald and burn a lot of fruit. So there are some plants that actually could do well with a little afternoon shade. And finally, number 8. Don't be afraid to try something new. Now, if my garden was up to my husband, we would have the exact same fruits and veggies all the time, the exact same ones. Me, I like to try new things, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because there is a world of plants out there, of foods that a lot of people have never even tried. So I encourage you to try something new. And it could be part of your Just Grow Something challenge this summer. So let me tell you the new thing that I'm trying in my garden this year. Chinese python beans. They are so cool looking. They're actually not a bean, they're actually a member of the gourd family, but I think they're really cool. I'm only gonna try a couple of the plants. They're just too cool not to wanna try. Now to see more great gardening videos, click right here.